What's going on, my broskiis? My name is Toadski, back again, here to bring you guys yet another One Piece Treasure Cruise video. Today we're doing a showcase for a Sugo-Fest exclusive that I actually pulled during the most recent treasure map Sugo-Fest, being Atlas. I actually hadn't pulled this character since the character's debut. Finally got my hands on this unit, so I thought it would be a good opportunity to go ahead and try and showcase this unit, kind of give you guys a bit of a rundown in terms of what this character's doing, and some kind of ways that you can abuse this character for your teams in the future. I actually did use this character in the most recent treasure map as well, because there is a unique part of this character special that really not a lot of characters in Treasure Cruise have access to this ability. So we'll talk more about it once we get to the special and how that actually works. So let's go ahead and start breaking this character down. Int, Cerebral, and Fighter character. Very, very good class and type combinations. I do think this character is also pretty good in PvP, but that's another subject altogether. This character here, in terms of the captain ability, will give buffs to Int, Cerebral, and Fighter characters, giving them -1 turn of cooldown, and then also boosting those characters' attacks by 5.5 times with a matching slot, 5.25 times otherwise, 1.35 times HP. Nothing really too noteworthy thus far. Cooldown, some damage, some HP. Pretty typical stuff. It then also makes strength slots beneficial, which, if you actually look at it, there's actually not that many characters in the game that make strength slots beneficial. It's actually one of the lowest, amount of slots that can be treated as beneficial as a captain, so kind of crazy that it does that. It also will reduce attack down duration by 10 turns. That is the main point of difference as to why you would ever use Atlas as a captain. Removing 10 turns of attack down as a captain is very good. It's a very good effect. Not many characters get access to it. You know, obviously like V3 Rayleigh is one of them that comes to mind. I think Rayleigh Gaban also do that as well. Obviously we know Frankie Tanky, he can also do it. So there's a handful of them, but you know, when you're comparing it to some other gimmick removals in terms of captains, you know, like Bind Despair, Special Bind, Special Reverse, Paralysis, like those are the more common ones that you would normally see. Attack down, not so much. So the fact that this character has that is the point of difference and is the main draw as to why you would ever use this character as a captain. We'll also talk about the super type very shortly, but that's also another reason why you may use this character as well. On top of that, there is another additional effect in the captain effect, which states that if the crew uses a special ability to boost slot effects, it will add a 0.25 times increase, and that is actually a really neat effect. We first saw this type of ability when Kaido versus Yamato came out. So essentially, like hypothetically, if this character is your captain, you activate like a 2 times orb boost, it would automatically passively increase to a 2.25 times boost, and it doesn't actually count as giving it like a plus buff icon, so it just will passively increase any orb boost that gets activated, which is really good. It just gives you just 25% buff to any orb boost that gets activated. Really, really good effect, stackable with other further raising effects. Really good stuff. Captain ability wise, it's solid. It's definitely not like the worst captain ability out there, but it's far from the best. Obviously, attack multiplier wise, 5.5, which is like kind of whatever. You know, cooldown HP, matching slots, attack down removal. Like, it's pretty typical stuff, right? Like, nothing really too crazy. However, we move on to the superclass ability. Now, in order to activate the superclass, you need to have 6 cerebral characters on your crew, or you need to have 6 int characters on your crew. So either one or the other, full team cerebral, full team int, you're good to go. The effect itself is actually pretty good. It changes all slots, including block into strength. So automatically, great combination, great synergy between superclass and captain ability. Essentially, full board of matching slots. It will also boost int type cerebral character slot effects by 2.75 times for 2 turns. And then it also will give int and cerebral characters 2.5 times orb boost for 2 turns. So essentially what this means is, at a bare minimum, int and cerebral characters get 2.5 orb boost, but if a character is both int and cerebral simultaneously, then that orb boost is going to be 2.75 times instead. Now, unfortunately, the effect from the superclass doesn't actually get buffed via the captain ability, where the captain says, you know, if you activate an orb boost, you get a passive 0.25 increase. Unfortunately, that doesn't synergize with the superclass, because the superclass will just give you that buff, but the captain ability mentions that it has to be a special ability that gives you an orb boost. So I feel like that's a bit of a missed opportunity there. I'm really not a big fan of the fact that that's what they decided to do, because you just miss out on bonus damage there. So that really does kind of suck overall. So the super class ability is still good though. Being able to provide orb boost matching slots, can't really complain too much about that. Now we'll go ahead and pivot over to the most useful component here, being that special ability. So the special ability is very reminiscent of characters that we've had in the past, obviously like very similar to Lilith, for example, Legend Vegapunk Lilith. So it mentions that you need a Cerebral class captain, and you need an orb boost when you launch the special to get this really unique additional buff, where it will reduce whatever orb boost that you currently have by a multiplier of 1.0, meaning if you've got like a 3 times orb boost, it's going to reduce it to a 2 times orb boost instead. However, by reducing the slot boost's multiplier, it's going to change the slot effect boost to become a stackable slot effect boost. So what this means is it allows whatever orb boost you have to be changed to a different buff. As I said, it's called a stackable orb boost, and the multiplier is lowered. What this means is you can actually activate another orb boost when you activate Atlas's special. So if you have a pre-existing orb boost, you manipulate that orb boost to become stackable with a lower multiplier, and then it frees up the slot to activate another orb boost. So being able to provide double stacking orb boost, very similar to Lilith, which can do double stacking attack boosts. Obviously very, very cool ability, but there is the condition of, number 1, you need an orb boost, number 2, you need a cerebral captain, right? So that's the thing that you need to keep into consideration. Now, on top of that, the other abilities that this character provides is it reduces damage reduction, which is Rainbow Shield, by 6 turns. And then the other unique ability, and the reason why I actually use this character in the most recent treasure map, is that it removes damage reduction from certain slot effect duration by 6 turns. So this is that most recent debuff that comes into the game, where the enemy says, I take less damage from strength slots, I take less damage from tandem slots, etc. This removes it by 6 turns. Very unique ability. Not many characters can remove that. The most recent character to be introduced into the game that can actually do that is the Legend Zoro and Kaku character that came out during the worldwide download celebration. So very, very cool stuff there. It does also mention that Atlas's special will allow this character's own normal attacks to bypass enemy defensive effects for 1 turn. Another really cool ability. So it means that Atlas's damage can completely ignore damage immunity, barriers, damage reduction, damage threshold, whatever it may be. You can just bypass it. Obviously, doesn't go through blue shield increased defense, but hey, it's still a good ability either way. If an enemy has like a ton of defensive effects, you can just use this character special, you get all of the buffs from it, and then you can just, pierce through it, which is kind of neat. And then finally, it does also mention that if your crew has an attack boost when you launch this character special, it will further increase your crew's attack boost by 0.5. Otherwise, it will still give you int, cerebral, and fighter characters 2.75 times attack boost for 2 turns. So it's a reduced redundancy effect, so you get an attack boost out of it. If you already have one, you will buff whatever attack boost you have by 0.5. I think this character is pretty well rounded. There's lots of cool abilities here. You've got utility in the captain ability, you've got matching slots and a slot effect boost in the superclass ability, and then you've got the special, which can provide you with an attack boost as well, and then provide a double stacking orb boost. This character partners really well with other characters that can provide another orb boost for your crew. I think ideally the best way to kind of use this character is to use a really significant orb boost. Like I'm talking like a 3.5 times orb boost. Then use the Atlas special to make it like a 2 to 2.5 times stackable orb buff. Then you can use Atlas's superclass, which provides you with a 2.5 or a 2.75 times orb boost, and then the special ability to provide the 2.75 times attack boost. So I think that this character overall is like really not that bad. I think this character is pretty well designed, and I think that like very similar to Lilith. Like Lilith also is pretty well designed. They work really well together. So I wouldn't be shocked if we get, Sugo-Fest exclusive versions of the rest of the Vegapunk characters in a similar design to this later on down the line. I know that we got like the Kizuna legend of like Shaka and stuff like that, but they didn't really run exactly the same as these units that we're looking at here with Lilith and and an Atlas. But overall, I think this character is pretty solid. This character does have a final tap as well. I guess we could kind of mention that. The final tap isn't really too noteworthy. You just have to reach the final battle and have 5 cerebral characters at least on the crew, which is pretty easy to achieve. And the effect itself will just boost the chain multiplier by 2 times. So it's not like the greatest final tap ever, but I will say that it's definitely better than final taps that just say buff base attack by 2000, blah blah blah. You know, those effects are just trash. We don't like those abilities. So again, like, I think this character is kind of cool, really fun character to use. I can definitely see myself using this type of character in other types of events moving forward. Very niche though. Like, I feel like I would only use this as if, like, I needed an orb, I needed like an attack boost, and I needed to remove Rainbow Shield, or if the enemy has, you know, damage reduction against certain slots, then yeah, this character would be a really good fit for those types of teams. Or, you know, if you have to deal with those, plus there's attack down, well, boom, you can use this character as a captain, you can just bypass it, right? So overall, really, really fun legend. Hopefully you enjoyed this video today. If you did enjoy it, make sure to go ahead and leave a like, and if you want to stay up to date with all of the content that I post, including more One Piece Treasure Cruise content, make sure to hit the subscribe button down below. And that, guys, I'll see you guys within the next video.
Dr. メガパンクだ！